Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Infinite Magicraid. For today's video, I wanted to use my Free2Bleed account and this little YouTube series as a basis for giving you guys a complete beginner guide. I want to kind of go through from the very start what you're looking for with starting an account, ideally. If you're someone who's willing to reroll, who are you looking for? And what you should be doing your very first few days, first few weeks, first few months, whatever, as you start to grind out your new account. So let's get to it. When it comes to starting a new account, if you're not sure if you're going to keep the account, if you're someone that likes to reroll and get a very solid start to make progression a little bit easier, then you probably want to start using something like BlueStacks. I'll put my BlueStacks affiliate link below if you guys need a quick, easy download. But BlueStacks makes it very easy to reroll accounts. You really can't do it other ways. It doesn't always work for clearing data. But there is a guest mode, but you have to create a new instance, download Infinite Magicraid, go in on guest mode, go through. I have a guide showing how quickly you can get through. I do have a reroll guide. And then once you get to getting your legend hero, at least your first one, maybe you can keep pushing to get a second one. You can decide whether or not you want to keep the account. If you don't like it, delete the whole instance of BlueStacks, create a new instance, and come on back, right? So what you're looking for, though, you always, server-wise, you always want to join the newest server. Don't just start one account and then start popping on every other server re-rolling accounts. You don't want to do that because you're going to be at a disadvantage. Ideally, you want to start, I think it's every Friday that a new server starts. They always announce it in the Discord. Server is open. That was the 9th. That was Friday, yes. Friday is when there are summoning events always happening as well. So if you're gonna start a new account, a Friday is probably a great time to do it. When it comes to the decision of re-rolling, who are you looking for? Well, that I already made a separate video on, so be sure to check that out. I'll probably have posted that just before this one, and I wanted to kind of expand on that idea. I was going to try to include it all in one video, but it was way too long, so I'm going to cut that out here, and that is a separate video, so go check that out maybe. But TLDR, you really want some HP burners. That is king in this game. You also can do a poison comp if you have a couple good heroes that are solid for that, or physical damage, honestly, is not quite the way to go in this game for progression overall. It's going to make a lot of the other content harder. So go check out the guide of who you're most looking for when you're starting an account. And then, yeah, now what? You've got your account rolling. Now what do you do? But all right, let's say you got started, right? You have your account. So there is sign-in bonuses. So the first 7 days, there's bonuses here along with working toward getting your free margarita. There's also a separate 7-day login for getting space. So keep that in mind that you're going to get 2 legend heroes just by playing the game. Space is end game viable, like through the whole game. In general, she's viable. Speed booster. Think about Arbiter for you raid people. She's going to kind of be that without the revive. Margarita, when you get exclusive 1 on her, which means a dupe of her. If you get a dupe Margarita, if you pull Margarita, guys, in your first like week or 2 of gaming, and you're like, oh crap, I just got the login champion. That sucks. No, it doesn't suck. Her exclusive 1 is top tier. So when it comes to getting started, you're going to be pushing campaign, just like most games that most games of this genre. Pushing through campaign is the most important to get progression, and in this case, you want to get a Catherine. Trust me, she's worth it. And 3-star in campaign is still probably the easiest way to do it. It's not easy. Hell campaign is hard for sure, but 3-star in campaign to get your first Catherine is certainly something that you should aim for. And you want to be a 3-star campaign, and the heroes I talked about are going to make that easier. So what you're going to want to do is just keep pushing every day as much as you can. You're going to notice that when you get through campaign, it's going to make you work on other campaign quests. This is actually really good. So like right here, it might not let me go on to the next mode until I did another space temple. This is how it kind of works with the campaign quests as you go along and you get some bonus resources along the way. It's gonna tell you to do whatever stage of campaign, and then do level up a piece of gear, and then you can move on to the next stage of campaign. But make sure you're working on that and pushing through these campaign quests along the way, because in the beginning stages, it'll force you to stop your campaign. And the big reason why you want to push campaign, besides Catherine, is your auto drop. So this does have an idle RPG feature to it here with an auto drop reward system. Every day when you come in, collect those rewards. Now, today, I'm assuming I'm going to push some more content today. So you might not want to grab your quick auto drops until the very end. Your drops are reflective upon how many stars you have in campaign. The higher level you get, the better chances for better rewards. So make sure that you're not doing stuff like that, or maybe even guild boss. Maybe you wait to hit your guild boss until it's toward the end of your day of grinding. If you know you're not going to have time, just go ahead and collect it right away so you don't forget. But that's something to keep in mind as well. Another thing I really want to point out that's super important are these milestone bonuses. This is what's going to happen if you come into an old server accidentally. This is going to be full and you're going to get a ton of resources and you're going to feel rich. But it's still not good because it's still not going to quite catch you up enough to be able to compete with other people. It's helpful and all, but to get those resources, but it just doesn't make up for the difference of being very behind everyone else. And when I'm talking about being behind everyone else, there are, let's see, oh, I can't see my old one, darn it. I could show it later. It's fine. In the events that you're going to get in the beginning are going to be beginner training goals, beginner wish goals, and you really want to push those. These events are really fun. You get extra rewards by just placing, and there's some really great rewards. You always want to try to max out all of your beginner goals. Absolutely, at least max out to get the rewards. Whether or not you compete in the event ranking, that's up to how fast and well you can grind. But make sure you're at least maxing out all of the events. It's really designed to be able to do so easily. Especially the beginner star goals. You'll get your first free supreme room just by getting stars by pushing campaign. You absolutely want to take advantage of that. Now, as you go through and do more story, you're going to keep unlocking more and more and more. One thing that unlocks is the Dragon Cliff. This is a bit expensive energy-wise, but if you do find yourself with a crap ton of extra energy, number one, there's storage. You can store 2,000 energy. But if you're dramatically overflowing, maybe you go grind a few eggs here, target the boss if you don't have AoE damage, and you can get a little bit extra. But it's best suggested that you only farm Dragon Cliff during a 2x event. They have boosted rates for double drops from Dragon Cliff. They also have boosted rates for double drops from emblems, which is why I have not pushed my emblems on my heroes yet, because I saw that this event is coming. So one thing that's amazing in this game is they have a very transparent calendar of events. You always know what's coming for the next week. So even though we're still in the middle of a Wish Goal event right now, we can still see what the next wish goal is going to be, which I think is really nice that they don't try to hide that. Also, we could see double emblem drops. This is the time to farm your emblems, which I guess if you're like a raid player, like I'll reference a lot, this is the same thing as your masteries. So you really want to get those, but I wouldn't farm all of them obsessively for your new heroes if there's not a double emblem drop happening, unless you have a ton of extra energy as well. But really, this is the best time if you know that that's coming and you could wait a little bit. Just maybe farm a few beginning emblems and that's it, and you'll probably be good to go. Like, let's see, did I even farm anything for Reeves? Yeah, I literally did the first day I got him, the first grind, I did the first few, but I didn't even bother doing the rest because I knew it was coming and I can maximize my resources and not waste my energy. When it comes to leveling up your heroes, you want to focus one at a time. Just like in other, I'll keep using Raid Shadow Legends as an example because that's where a lot of people that I'm playing with come from, right? So you get one hero to level 60 first, so that person is your grinder, right? And then you get some support around them. That's exactly what you do here. Getting a hero to Awaken 5, this 5-star here, that is like getting a level 60 hero, right? That's ascended. And then after that, you're probably going to want to go, if you get Liz or Wim, or honestly Maya, you're probably going to want to go your damage dealer first, which could be your Melia, Hizonja, Oakman, Reeves. And if you didn't get lucky enough to get Liz, Maya would probably be your second choice to put some strong support and healing alongside of that hero. But as long as you have like one leech set of some sort on them, you're probably going to be fine and they're going to heal pretty well on their own. But you kind of want to go with Liz and Wim along with your damage dealer, and then you add other damage to the equation or other crowd control. So like for me, I'm going to throw in another bleeder, or I'm going to throw in a hard hitting physical damage dealer as well. I got lucky and I got Elahan. He does some crowd control with stunning. He strips buffs. He removes shields as well, specifically, and he has a heal. So sometimes I might use Elahan instead of Liz, for example, if I need healing and I need buff removal. But trying to pair just get a proper team together that's a balance of your core damage dealer that with supporting roles around that core damage dealer. Now, in this game, when it comes to our, building your hero, Awakening is the star level. This thing on the left side of his face is the exclusives. These are your duplicates. You want duplicates of heroes in this game, especially good legend heroes, is a very good thing. A very good thing. This is where you'll put the dupes in here, or dragon eyes, as they call them, to level up their skills. Sometimes it adds a whole new skill. Sometimes it, just enhances a skill, or most of them does enhance their speed at the very end. But this is a really cool way to make your hero amazing. Some people like Liz really, really want that. In Arena, just a level exclusive 1 Liz in Arena can just be the demise of your whole team if you have HP burners. It's really funny. She's the anti-burner, but she also burns. We also have emblems, as I noted. These are your masteries, and there are 2 sets of emblems. You can unlock 2 sets. So if there's one build you want for PvE, and there's one build you want for PvP, you can do both. And you don't have to farm the emblems twice. On that note, there's also 2 sets of equipment. So this game does have equipment 1 and equipment 2. So same thing, you could have a build for PvE and a build for PvP. A build for guild boss and a build for a certain whatever. Like, you can really change it up, and that's really cool to have that just set in stone here as well. When it comes to understand the skills and debuffs and stats in this game, they make it very easy. They're literally a tooltip tells you what this does. You're like, what does bleed do? What do I need for bleed? It tells you. What does affect hit? Okay, there it is. It tells you. Like, what did these things do? It tells you. So here, even in the details as well, it says, like, affect hit. It affects the chance of affect hit. Bruh. Affect hit. What is affect hit? It affects the chance of affect hit. As I say, it's good here. It doesn't. Affect hit is accuracy for landing a debuff. Affect resistance is resisting debuffs. Your affect hit increases your... they need to change that. That's a note. But most of the things are very well explained in this game. Also, if you're looking for someone with a very specific role, you can actually go to the gallery, take a look at the gallery, and say, okay, who are the HP burners in this game? Boom, there you go. There you go. And this is actually a good note on the note of this little guy showing up here. In this game, rares and elites, commons, white, green, and blue heroes in this game are typically not viable anywhere in this game because you can only max them to like level 100 and not awaken them. There are some exceptions to the rule, and there's a couple heroes that can fulfill a role while you're pushing Tower of Mark, but overall you really can't build up those low level heroes, unfortunately. You always also want to be paying attention to your market. You get really good deals here, and once a week you can get a 5-star dragon egg for 1,000 diamonds. Totally worth it. Now, when you want to buy stuff here in the currency store, the TLDR is all of the... because food is the biggest issue in this game, having enough heroes to actually grind up to awaken your heroes in the first place, All of the food things are needed. Also, if you're okay with your coin and you're not too low, buying these potions is very smart. If you get any sort of fragments, or not fragments, summons. Ooh, hello, eggs are the best thing. Yes, yes, yes. But if we get any runes, you want to buy those as well. Again, just anything that's going to equal food is kind of and leveling is your best bet in this game. That's what you're going to want to buy here in the market. I'm not going to go in detail with the other markets, but the TLDR is you're going to want to grind Advanced Arena every day once it opens for you, because you want to be able to get Oakman. Even if you have one Oakman already, you want to get his exclusives. Event store here, your first month, if you are 100% free to play or very low spend, you're probably going to want to grab these 4-star dragon eggs and possibly 5-star dragon eggs as well. But it's easier to grab the 4-star and then just use a 4-star trained up hero to put these into. And then after that, you do want to focus Ruin. If you feel like you're okay with your progression and you're getting enough 5-star Awakened heroes, grab that Ruin when you've got enough, because he's a pretty damn good hero that's going to pair very well with Catherine once you get her. But you need to get dupes of him to make him be very good anyway. So it takes a while, so start on that grind early. Always be checking these red dots, as I just did it without even thinking. There are so many things you can do to get free resources in this game. And one thing that you really want to do your first couple weeks of playing, to be honest, probably your first month, is pull as you go. Don't wait for summoning events. Unless, okay, if it's Wednesday and you know that there's a shard event coming Friday, maybe you hold some. But you just need fodder. You need food, and maybe you get a hero that changes your account completely. Then what? Then what? So you really need fodder, and, as I get the same guy twice, what happens when you get new heroes is this gallery pumps you full of free resources, more shards, more diamonds, more dragon eggs. So you can do more summons and level up your heroes. Every time you get new heroes added to your index, this just grows and grows and grows. So the faster and you can get new heroes, the better. Absolutely worth getting. And trying to pull as you go. Luckily, like I said, this game is very transparent. If you want to know, oh wait, okay, what's happening this Friday? Do I want to save my shards for a few days? Do it. Or what you might want to do is, we know December 30th, as of this video here, we know December 30th is going to be the next double legend event. There's a time where you can get 2 legendaries for 1. So if you know that you're getting close to your mercy, like let's see right here, 17 more wishes and I get guaranteed a legend hero. If this was close to December 30th right now, I might wait so I can guarantee that legend, the double drop, if I wasn't close on both. Like, this is a bit harder to get. 10 Supremes takes a little longer, but I might hold off and wait if you know that there's something special coming that's worth pulling for. Speaking of events, you really want to do all of your work around events. Everything should cycle around events overall. You always know what's starting soon, so you can always prepare. But like, for example, farming Negia for artifacts. Don't just randomly farm artifacts for no reason. Wait until there's events. Like they have this really cool increased drop reward event for, I wish I could see the old ones. We can't. For sake of the Dwarven Ruins in general, your dungeon grinding, they have special times where right through these first 3 dungeons, you can choose which artifact set has an increased drop rate, and there's a special event for that as well. So just farming the crap out of these when events pop is the best time to do it. You don't want to randomly just farm them when there's not anything happening, unless you are just overflowing with energy, like I say, and you need something specific. But ideally, you want to farm everything around events and try to progress when those events start. You don't want to be farming for like level 3 and 4-star gear. It's not going to be getting you very far anyways, so you kind of want to be just being a little bit patient. Make sure you're always working on your Tower of Mark too. Don't let this cap out and have a red dot on it. These marks are very important for progression. It's also, once you progress in the Tower of Mark, this is another way to get dupe Catherines. So that won't happen till after your first one probably, but still. But there are these talent points here. By farming the Tower of Mark, you get talent points. You kind of want to go through in an even strategy at first of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. After 10, it gets quite expensive. So then you can decide, all right, who's my best hero in this mark? Who's my damage dealer? Who's my main focus? And which item do I want to push further after that? But you at least go the balanced route and go 10, 10, 10 for all of these. Same thing here. This is as you farm regular classic arena. You can get this to 10, then move on to the next one, get that to 10, move on to the next one, and so forth. Defense, attack, and support heroes are separate for that. So that's just a really nice system for getting overall stuff on your account. There's also this thing called Sanctuary that opens once we push through the next stage that I'm on, actually, for campaign. This is where all of your awakened heroes go in and give you a boost as well. So the more heroes you have awakened, the more boost you have, but the boost is bigger if they're 5-star. But this is, you want to build one hero at a time, mostly to 5-star, at least for the damage dealers. You can get away, if I should give an example, with someone like Liz, you could probably get away just getting her to 3-star to where she could at least get a second piece of equipment. Like I could do Reeves to 5-star, Liz to 3-star, and then maybe move on to another damage dealer instead. Or move on to Wim, get Wim to at least 3-star as well. Or maybe him to 5-star because you want those big fat shields. So getting him to 5-star is most beneficial. But you can get, and then maybe I go back to Liz once I have the rest of the other people built if I realize I really need that extra support. But either way, she's amazing. He's amazing. I keep mentioning them because they're so awesome. You also want to make sure you are constantly doing your dispatch. There is a feature called Quick Claim and Quick Dispatch that does it for you. But you don't get that until you get to level 6. So your first week of gameplay is really annoying, randomly clicking everyone manually. It sucks, but the better you are at staying on top of your dispatch and constantly refreshing it every time you can, the quicker you'll get to level 6 to where you get Quick Dispatch and Quick Claim. Like look at, we're able to get dragon eggs, we're able to get big potions, summoning shards come through here as well. So it's just a really nice place to get awesome resources just by kind of hanging out in the game. It's a little bit more of that idle RPG aspect, just like the quick drops. Also, I want to note there is a battle order, a battle pass. You do not unlock this until day 8, so be patient, but make sure you're constantly checking this and doing everything daily. Now, if there's something in here that you know you can't do anytime soon, like there's one for getting 200 points or whatever, 200 runes in the Tower of Mark in a certain color, you might not be focusing that color, so maybe you choose to refresh that one. And then also when it comes to dailies, of course you always do your dailies, why wouldn't you? This is the easiest thing, it takes like 5 minutes to do your dailies in this game, and you get supreme or excellent runes every single day. Then there are advanced quests, make sure you're completing those. Once you hit day 10, you should make sure you have done everything else, which we will based on the way this flows, and you get a supreme rune every 10 days for just doing your advanced quest. And then there's something cool called hero quests that take I think, what is it, 2 weeks almost, 2 or 10 days maybe to pop. That's really fun because it kind of teaches you what you need to progress in different dungeons and in different levels of the Tower of Mark. It's like, use a severe wound hero to beat what such and such level of Tower of Mark. You're like, okay, maybe that's what I need for the game. So I love that they added this. This also, Hero Quest gives you a free legend hero. So do them daily. We get a free Mutu? Right now, he is at the end. It's gonna be, there's dragon eggs, there's I think it's dragon eggs and diamonds, and then a Mutu at the end. And so everyone can get a free legend hero. I think it's every month with hero quests as long as you grind those out. So it's really nice. I can't wait to get there. I'm hoping I'm not too behind on the current one. I'm not sure how it resets. I'm not sure if I get a whole month once mine starts, or do I have to hope I can catch up and maybe I missed the first legend hero because I'm a week behind because it doesn't let you go in. I don't know that answer yet, honestly, though. But anyway. But yeah, there's so much more that can be talked about. Just overall, just keep grinding daily, guys. Always be crafting. Never check this box to consume epics because it'll always put stuff into your best epics that you're saving. You want to save, if you're going to save a hero that you know is a really good epic, you always want to save 3 to 4 copies for the sake of their exclusives as well, or else you're kind of missing out. But you get so many as you go along. This game is pretty generous that I think it's okay not to save too much in the beginning for someone that you know you're only going to use in Faction Abyss later on. Like for me, he's really good. I'm not going to be using him until I start pushing Force Tower, sorry, Force Tower. But when I start pushing Nameless Brotherhood for Faction Abyss, probably. So he can just hang out there right now. I also should quick point out there are regression potions, and you can regress heroes. Do not just regress someone that you're like, oh, I wasted resources on them. I leveled them up accidentally. Oops. No, don't worry about that. If you crunch someone that you put, like, you got to level 80, let's say I decide, like, I'm probably not going to actually use Holder, right? Screw Holder. I don't need Holder. Don't regress him. Just crunch him with other 4-star heroes and you get your resources back. Only use regression potions, which are very scarce, guys. Only use regression potions on someone you've got through multiple levels of awakening. You've wasted scrolls on them for the skills. You don't want to do that for other people, or it's very wasteful because you can only get these in so many ways, and you want to have them for when you actually need them. Other than that, I think this is a good place to wrap up. Just basically do your dailies every day, guys. Simple enough, do your dailies. And foraging. Oh god, there's so many things in this game. What am I saying? That's not a good place to wrap up. There's so much to do, but it's not that bad to do daily. But yeah, pay attention to which sets are going to be good for your core character. Like if you get HP burners, you're probably going to go this endurance set. If you focus someone with physical damage, you're probably going to go wild or slay. Feather set is good for your future Catherine, your spaces, your Liz's, or the holy set as well. But yeah, really good game, guys. I hope this was helpful. I should also note that there are some gift codes. See, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. This is why there's so many fun things. There are 2 gift codes. Make sure you use IM777 if you haven't already. Use that as well, and you will get 10 excellent runes to summon immediately. There's also test and then 6 wands. So that is a code that's out right now. As of now, I do not know any other codes at this moment. Be sure to use any codes that you can find, and it'll make a big difference. That's really helpful to get resources early on. And the final wrap up about just do your dailies. Kidding, not kidding. Do your arena battles as much as you can. Try not to let this sit full like I have right now. It is very hard to push the very last thing after this. Well, not this one. On my main account. You get to the point where you need a ton of arena battles just to participate in, win or lose, in order to get your Catherine through campaign quests, so make sure you do that as well. But I hope this guide was helpful. I kind of want to just quickly cover all the bases that I could and give someone that's just starting this game an overview of what you need to be focusing, what you need, how some things work, and who are some of the best heroes you're hoping for. But that's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.